The train at platform 21 is the 12:58 service to Windsor and Eton Riverside, calling at Vauxhall, Clapham Junction, Putney, Richmond, Twickenham, Witton, Felton, Ashford, Surrey, Staines, Wraysbury, Sunny Meads, Datchet and Windsor and Eton Riverside. This train has 10 carriages. Some stations have short platforms. If you are travelling to Wraysbury, you will need to travel in the front 8 carriages of the train. If you are travelling to Sunny Meads or Datchet, you will need to travel in the front 7 carriages of the train.
Oyster, freedom passes and contactless payment cards cannot be used beyond Felton. If travelling further, you'll need to buy a ticket for the rest of your journey.
Platform 10 for the 13:05 service to Weymouth via Winchester, calling at Basingstoke, Winchester, Southampton Airport Parkway, Southampton Central, Brockenhurst, New Milton, Christchurch, Folkestone for Boston, and Bournemouth, where the train separates. Please make sure you travel in the correct part of the train. The rear 5 carriages of the train will detach and terminate at Bournemouth. The train at platform 22 is the 13:03 service to Teddington, calling at Vauxhall, Queenstown Road, Clapham Junction, Wandsworth Town, Putney, Barnes, Mortlake, North Sheen, Richmond, St Margaret's, Twickenham, Strawberry Hill and Teddington. This train has 10 carriages. The train at platform 4 is the 13:03 service to Guildford via Cobham and Stoke Alton, calling at Vauxhall, Clapham Junction, Earlsfield, Wimbledon, Surbiton, Hinchley Wood, Claygate, Oxshott, Cobham and Stoke Alton, Effingham Junction, Horsley, Clarendon, London Road and Guildford. This train has 8 carriages. This is your Transport for London travel information. There is a planned closure on the Waterloo City line. There is a part closure on the Central line. There are minor delays on the Haslemere City line. There is currently a good service operating on all other lines. The train at platform 14 is the 1300 service to Portsmouth Harbour via Guildford, calling at Woking, Guildford, Godalming, Haslemere, Petersfield, Havant, Fratton, Portsmouth and Southsea and Portsmouth Harbour. This train has 10 carriages. Some stations have short platforms. If you are travelling to Fratton, you will need to travel in the front 7 carriages of the train. This train may be disrupted after Petersfield. This is because of a fault with the signalling system between Petersfield and Portsmouth Harbour. The train at platform 5 is the 15:57 service to Strawberry Hill, calling at Vauxhall, Clapham Junction, Earlsfield, Wimbledon, Rains Park, New Walden, Norbiton, Kingston, Hampton Wick, Teddington and Strawberry Hill. This train has 8 carriages. The train at platform 17 is the 16:05 service to Weymouth via Winchester, calling at Basingstoke, Winchester, Southampton Airport Parkway, Southampton Central, Brockenhurst, New Milton, Christchurch, Folkestone for Boston and Bournemouth, where the train separates. Please make sure you travel in the correct part of the train. Please travel in front of 5 carriages of the train for Poole, Hamworthy, Holton Heath, Wareham, Wool, Morton, Dorchester South, Upway and Weymouth. The rear 5 carriages of the train will detach and terminate at Bournemouth. Some stations have short platforms. If you are travelling to New Windsor, you will need to travel in the front 5 carriages of the train. If you are travelling to Christchurch, you will need to travel in the front 7 carriages of the train. If you are travelling to Folkestone from Oscar, you will need to travel in the front 9 carriages of the train. The train at platform 3 is the 1606 service to Hampton Court, calling at Vauxhall, Clapham Junction, Hounslow, Wimbledon, Grange Park, New Malden, Berrylands, Surbiton, Thames Ditton and Hampton Court. This train has 8 carriages. The train at platform 5 is the 1612 service to Shepperton via Kingston, calling at Vauxhall, Clapham Junction, Hounslow, Wimbledon, Grange Park, New Malden, Norbiton, Kingston, Hampton Wick, Teddington, Fulwell, Hampton, Kempton Park, Sunbury and Shepperton. This train has 10 carriages. The train at platform 8 is the 1612 service to Basingstoke, calling at Surbiton, Walton-on-Thames, Weybridge, Woking, Brookwood, Farnborough Main, Fleet, Winchfield, Hook and Basingstoke. This train has 8 carriages. Platform 23 for the 1622 service to Addleston via Hounslow, calling at Vauxhall, Queenstown Road, Clapham Junction, Wandsworth Town, Putney, Barnes, Barnes Bridge, Chiswick, Kew Bridge, Brentford, Sion Lane, Isleworth, Hounslow, Felton, Ashford, Surrey, Staines, Egham, Virginia Water, Chertsey and Addleston. This train has 8 carriages. Some stations have short platforms. If you are travelling to Isleworth, you will need to travel in the front 7 carriages of the train.
Also, freedom passes and contactless payment cards cannot be used beyond Felton. If travelling further, you will need to buy a ticket for the rest of the journey.
The train at platform 3 is the 1620 service to Woking via Weybridge, calling at Vauxhall, Clapham Junction, Hounslow, Wimbledon, Surbiton, Esher, Hersham, Walton-on-Thames, Weybridge, Byfleet and New Hall, West Byfleet and Woking. This train has 8 carriages. The train at platform 24 is the 1620 service to Virginia Water, calling at Clapham Junction, Richmond, Twickenham, Felton, Staines, Egham and Virginia Water. This train has 10 carriages. The train at platform 9 is the 1620 service to Exeter St, calling at Woking, Basingstoke, Andover and Salisbury, where the train separates. Please make sure you travel in the correct part of the train. Please travel in the front 6 carriages of the train for Tisbury, Gillingham, Temple Combe, Sherborne, Yeovil Junction, Crewkerne, Axminster, Honiton, Wimpole, Cranbrook, Kinghoe, Exeter Central and Exeter St David's. The rear 3 carriages of the train will detach and terminate at Salisbury. Some stations have short platforms. If you are travelling to Tisbury or Wimpole, you should listen to announcements on the train. The first set of doors in carriage 1 will not open. Please use all other available doors on this train. The train at platform 8 is the 1754 service to Portsmouth Harbour via Basingstoke, calling at Woking, Farnborough Main, Basingstoke, Micheldever, Winchester, Shawford, Eastleigh, Hedge End, Botley, Fareham, Worcester, Cosham, Hillsea, Bratton, Portsmouth and Southsea and Portsmouth Harbour. This train has 12 carriages. Some stations have short platforms. If you are travelling to Micheldever, Botley or Colchester, you will need to travel in the front 6 carriages of the train. If you are travelling to Shawford, you will need to travel in the front 4 carriages of the train. If you are travelling to Hedge End, Fareham, Cosham, Hillsea or Bratton, you will need to travel in the front 8 carriages of the train. Platform 1 for the 1802 service to Guildford, calling at Vauxhall, Clapham Junction, Burlesby, Wimbledon, Rainsborough, Portsmouth Harbour, Worcester Park, Stoneleigh, Northwest, Epsom, Ashford, Leatherhead, Oxford, West This train has 80 carriages. The train at platform 11 is the 1800 service to Guildford, calling at Guildford only. This train has 8 carriages. The train at platform 9 is the 1807 service to Basingstoke Alton, calling at Clapham Junction, Wimbledon, Surbiton and Woking where the train separates. Please travel in front 4 carriages of the train for Brookwood, Fareham Lane, Fleet, Winchfield, Hook and Basingstoke. Please travel in the back 8 carriages of the train for Brookwood, Ashvale, Aldershot, Fareham, Bentley and Alton. Some stations have short platforms. If you are travelling to Clapham Junction or Wimbledon, you will need to travel in the front 10 carriages of the train. If you are travelling to Bentley, you should listen to announcements on the train. Change at Ashvale for services to Frimley and Camberley. The next train to leave platform 10 is the 1820 service to Axminster and Bristol Meads, calling at Woking, Basingstoke, Andover and Salisbury where the train separates. Please travel in front 3 carriages of the train for Tisbury, Gillingham, Temple Green, Sherborne, Yeovil Junction, Crewco and Axminster. Please travel in the back 3 carriages of the train for Warminster, Westbury, Trowbridge, Bradford Lane, Bath Spa, Kingston and Bristol Temple Meads. The first set of doors in carriage 1 will not open. Please use all other available doors on this train.
Your Transport for London travel information. There are minor delays on the Piccadilly line and London Overground. There is currently a good service operating on all other lines. The 1900 service to Portsmouth Harbour via Guildford has been cancelled. This is because of a fault with the signalling system. We're sorry that your journey will take longer than planned. Passengers for Guildford, Godalming, Haslemere, Petersfield, Havant and Portsmouth and Southsea, your next fastest direct service is now expected to be the 1845 to Portsmouth and Southsea via Guildford, departing from platform 13. Passengers for Portsmouth Harbour, your next fastest direct service is now expected to be the 1930 to Portsmouth Harbour. The train at platform 23 is the 1845 service to Hounslow, calling at Vauxhall, Queenstown Road, Clapham Junction, Wandsworth Town, Putney, Barnes, Mortley, North Sheen, Richmond, St Margaret's, Twickenham, Whitton and Hounslow. This train has 10 carriages. Some stations have short platforms. If you are travelling to Hounslow, you will need to travel in the front 8 carriages of the train. Platform 1 for the 1854 service to Guildford via Epsom, calling at Vauxhall, Clapham Junction, Earlsfield, Wimbledon, Rains Park, Roxburgh Park, Worcester Park, Stoneleigh, Ewell West, Epsom, Ashford, Leatherhead, Bookham, Effingham Junction, Horsley, Clarendon, London Road and Guildford. This train has 8 carriages. The train at platform 5 is the 1857 service to Strawberry Hill, calling at Vauxhall, Clapham Junction, Earlsfield, Wimbledon, Rains Park, New Malden, Norbiton, Kingston, Hampton Wick, Teddington and Strawberry Hill. This train has 8 carriages. The 1835 service to Poole via Winchester is delayed by 56 minutes. This is because of a fault with the signalling system. We're sorry that your journey will take longer than planned. Passengers for Winchester, Southampton Airport Parkway, Southampton Central, Brockenhurst, Bournemouth and Poole, your next fastest direct service is now expected to be the 1905 to Weymouth, departing from platform 12. The 1900 service to Portsmouth Harbour has been cancelled. This is because of a fault with the signalling system. We're sorry that your journey will take longer than planned. Passengers for Guildford, Godalming and Haslemere, your next fastest direct service is now expected to be the 1915 to Fareham. Passengers for Petersfield, Havant, Portsmouth and Southsea and Portsmouth Harbour, your next fastest direct service is now expected to be the 1930 to Portsmouth Harbour. The train at platform 3 is the 1906 service to Hampton Court, calling at Vauxhall, Clapham Junction, Earlsfield, Wimbledon, Rains Park, New Malden, Berrylands, Surbiton, Thameslitten and Hampton Court. This train has 8 carriages. The train at platform 7 is the 1915 service to Fareham via Guildford, calling at Woking, Walpoleston, Guildford, Farncombe, Godalming, Milford, Whitley, Haslemere, Liphook, Liss, Petersfield, Rowlands Castle, Havant, Bedhampton, Cosham, Porchester and Fareham. This train has 8 carriages. Some stations have short platforms. If you are travelling to Liss, Rowlands Castle, Bedhampton or Porchester, you will need to travel in the front 6 carriages of the train. The train at platform 5 is the 1912 service to Shepperton via Kingston, calling at Vauxhall, Clapham Junction, Earlsfield, Wimbledon, Rains Park, New Malden, Norbiton, Kingston, Hampton Wick, Teddington, Fulwell, Hampton, Kempton Park, Sunbury, Upper Halliford and Shepperton. This train has 10 carriages. See something that doesn't look right, speak to staff or text the Fish Transport Police on 61016. Will be sorted. See it, say it, sorted. Platform 9 for the 1925 service to Alton, calling at West Byfleet, Woking, Brookwood, Ashvale, Aldershot, Farnham, Bentley and Alton. This train has 12 carriages. Some stations have short platforms. If you are travelling to Ashvale or Alton, you will need to travel in the front 8 carriages of the train. If you are travelling to Bentley, you will need to travel in the front 6 carriages of the train. Change at Ashvale for services to Frimley and Camberley.
The 1920
Service to Bristol Temple Meads and
Exeter St
is delayed. We're sorry that your journey will take longer than planned. This is your Transport for London travel information.
There is a planned closure on the Waterloo and City line. There are minor delays on the Bakerloo and Circle lines. There is currently a good service operating on all other lines. For the 1933
Service to
Guildford via
Cobham and Stoke calling at Vauxhall, Clapham Junction, Huddersfield, Wimbledon, Surbiton, Hinchley Wood, Claygate, Oxshott, Cobham and Stoke Davenant,
Effingham Junction, Horsley, London, London Road
and Guildford.
This train has 8 carriages.